All right, here we go. So this tutorial is basically to go over two things: um, how to use the technique focus bracketing, and how to just generally speaking edit a product image. So I work from Lightroom. This is a Photoshop technique, but I work from Lightroom, so I'll be doing it from Lightroom. Essentially, you get the images. You can do. I'm doing it with three images. You can do it with like literally as many as you want. The more you add, the chunkier it gets. And then when you shoot it, you gotta, you're gonna have to stack things. You can use this on landscapes or whatever. So here what I did is basically shoot one image for the back one image focus on the middle on the front one, and then one image focus on the middle. And you don't have to do it in any one order. It just really doesn't matter. So you're gonna select them from Lightroom, right click them, open as layers in Photoshop. I've already done that. So boom, I'm gonna have them right here. Then what I want to do here is I'm gonna select all my images. Then I'm gonna go to edit, auto align layers, um, and then you're gonna hit auto and you're gonna hit OK. Okay, this. It's gonna take a little second now. Pause. Okay, so after you do that, I should have aligned basically auto. That's what it says, auto aligns. Then you're gonna come do the same thing right under auto blends, and you're gonna select stack images, select seamless tones and colors, and select content aware filter spraying areas. Boom, and hit OK. You're gonna go through through a similar process. This process basically now just combining is picking up where each image is most focused and combining them, right? Combining the most focused image parts of each image. And it's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take me a little bit longer because I'm also doing a thing here that's moving 120 gigabytes of data from one hard drive to my dump hard drive. So it's gonna take a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause. Okay, we're back. So, all right. So it just went through all that. Basically, you can see here what it did is like it masked each image and then combined them. And what you're seeing now is the top image. One thing to watch out for is you typically end up with a selection. So you try to now go ahead and move on and do stuff, and you like the brush on work and stuff wasn't work. It's because you're selected. You have this selected. So make sure you hit Command D, boom, unselect that thing. This is good. That's gonna happen almost every single time you go through this process. Okay, so if you came here for focus bracketing, we are done. If that's all that I was doing, I could literally hit Command S right now, save, and that will appear right back into Lightroom as a new image here to the right or to the left of these, maybe sometimes in the middle, whatever. It comes over as a, excuse me, TIFF format, TIFF. I guess you call that TIFF. All right, boom. But I'm gonna continue editing this image. So if you are here for if you're here for the ride, um, maybe like this video. Okay, thank you. Um, yeah, for real, like this video. Just thumbs up. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead. Typically, because this is the way that I kind of work. If this was the bottom layer, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna group all of these because I'm not gonna make any more things down there, right? And I'm going to stamp all these. So what I did is I hit Shift Option Command E. Yeah, Shift Option Command E. And what that does is that does a clone stamp of all the layers, and then it adds another layer. Honestly, I work with shortcuts, and I don't even know where to find that in the menu. I know it's Shift Option Command E. Um, I don't even know how to. I don't know how to tell you how to do that through the menu. Anyways, so I have my copy. If anything happens anywhere along the way, I always have everything that I started with here. I'm not even gonna touch that. Okay. All right, here we go. So So I'm gonna go ahead. First thing off the bat is this picture is crooked. All right, this picture is leaning. The camera is leaning right. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. Just gonna go ahead and select that top layer and fix that. As a matter of fact, I want to bring out. Before I do that, I'm gonna put some guides just so that I know. I'm gonna put them right there. Like that's good enough. I think. I believe that's pretty good. Boom. So and I'm gonna do one of these as well. Boom. So you can see there, undoubtedly, this image is crooked, right? Slightly. Sometimes tripod is loose, sometimes whatever. Stuff happens. And the pictures don't come out perfect right out of the camera. Okay, so I think that is pretty straight. All right, cool. Boom. Now, there's also, I guess you'll call it a horizon line here that I don't know if it's straight or not. I can actually check by just going like this too. And you can see that it's not straight. But I don't really care about that right now. Honestly, nah, I'm not concerned about it because you'll see I'm going to be able to fix that uh, with no issues in a second. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the whole image. First, I'm going to start with the product itself, and I'm going to clean it up. So I'm going to hit J for my, this is not working. What? Something happened to my menus. It's probably somewhere in here. Yeah, this happens to me. I don't know what happens to me. If you know what happens to me, please comment. Tell me why it's happening. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it goes in here. I feel like I'm switching spaces up here, but I don't think I am. Anyways, I'm still on Photoshop Essentials. Yeah, Essentials. Okay, yeah, whatever. Well, anyways, this is what I want. I want my spot healing tool. Okay. So I'm on that. I'm on that. Make sure that I'm on this layer, and I'm gonna clean this up. Boop. Just gonna go down the whole product, all the products, and clean up any blemishes that I don't like. See right here, you can see that this line is kind of crooked. I'm kind of zoomed in, and I'm kind of being a little bit, a little bit too anal with that right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of that. All right, so this product is pretty good. This product is very easy to edit actually because it just doesn't have doesn't scratch, it doesn't shine, things are not reflected on it. It's not, uh, it's not like a mirror. It's good. This is a nice matted product, very easy to edit. You know why? Just because for the tutorial's sake, I want to clean this up. But these products are pretty solid. Actually, the next thing is actually to edit the. What I want to do here now is I'm gonna edit um, the surrounding stuff. And as a matter of fact, another thing that I just noticed was that this little cap is not vertical. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that after this. It's gonna be super easy. And I'm not, honestly, I'm going to probably brighten this background a little bit later. So I'm not even gonna go that crazy into it. It's not that bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and just for the sake of finishing this background, I just hit S, which is my clone stamp, and this is a little bit like it's a little pronounced. I'm gonna grab from here, and it's like that darkness going up. I'm gonna copy from here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead. No, that's not what I want. See, I don't like the way this is about to happen because I'll do it this way. I'll just go a little bit slower. And on my clone stamp tool, I'm at 30% opacity. So everything that I'm doing is happening real slow. You know what? One thing that I can do to help this is simply, I'm going to get out of the clone stamp tool. I'm going to back out a little bit because I'm seeing myself painting on top of this very slightly. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select my object selection tool, which typically is W, But since my Photoshop is messed up, I'm gonna go find it down here. Okay, that kind of annoys me because I typically just hit W and it works. So whatever. Um, my object selection tool. This is gonna take a second because my computer is going crazy right now. So I'm selecting the object right now. I'm gonna inverse that selection so that way I select the background, and I'm gonna go back to the tool that I was to the same thing that I was doing with my. I'm gonna hit S with my clone stamp, and basically I can actually go over this and not pay the price. So you can see here. I'm gonna just go ahead. Oops, see, mess that up. I'm gonna go ahead and paint on this. All I want to do is line it. You can get rid of it, but I really not interested in that right now. I'm gonna make it very, very, very light, just for the sake of the tutorial, because I'm gonna go over a bunch of kind of little things that I do. And I kind of like the line, honestly. To me, it adds a nice touch of. What did I do? I unselected this layer of like not flatness. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna paint that in real quick. One thing that I do not like is this dark spot up here, but I'm gonna take care of that later. I need to take care of this first, right? And I did about 4 times, 3 times at this 30% opacity. Oh my gosh. There. And on each side. So this looks about right. It's a little bit darker still on this side. Let me do one more pass here. Yeah. It's a little bit darker on this side. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to new layer. So it's Shift Option Command N. You can do it some other ways, whatever. I'm not gonna teach you like such a simple thing, right? I'm gonna hit B for my brush, regular brush, and I'm gonna sample this color. Let me sample it again here. That's the color I want. I'm gonna grab that color and I'm gonna kind of paint up here on this new layer on like 20% opacity. And like what I want is like these corners a little dark. I just wanna just kind of like draw them in a little bit. I know that this whole side is a little bit darker, so I'm just gonna 20% opacity very lightly. Boom. So before and after, you can see that's a lot better. If we do a complete before and after, we're talking about, you know, a whole bunch of change now, right? All right. So we're not even close to being finished yet. Oh, you know what? This is still a little bit dark for my taste, so I'm gonna go ahead and lighten the bottom of the wall, not the floor, only the wall. See, like that's better, but it's still not perfect. Go to 10% because the change that I want to make now is so slight. I want there to be barely a difference. I've gotten rid of that shadow there, so let me just do the same on the other side. Um, there, so that's about even. All right, boom. So I like this. I like the way it happened. All right, boom. Another thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna get out of there. This is crooked. This is crooked. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and with. How am I gonna do this? Let's see. How do I want to do this? I can select it. Like I can literally select it with W with my object selection tool and hit V, and basically I can just like modify it this way. But this is not my favorite way, to be honest. Um, that's about right. But this is not my favorite way. So you know what? I'm gonna get out of that. What I'm gonna do is literally gonna hit M for this rectangle tool, and I'm just gonna. I don't mind doing it like this. Let's see what I'm saying. I need some guides because my eyes start to lie now, and so I need somebody to tell the truth around here. So they're not, both sides are not even. Let's zoom in. You see, I'm just gonna grab this side. Boom, boom. Yeah. Now both sides are going up and down. How about in the horizontal? In the horizontal is a little bit weird, but I think that's just the angle. Yeah, that's just the angle, right? So let's go before, after. So see, now it's straight. All right, boom. So that's great. I should have actually um, combined these layers and done it on top, but whatever. What's done is done. All right, so we have this now. I can probably, if I want to be a real perfectionist, like I can probably clean some of this up. But I think this is gonna be okay. I'm not worried about this little stuff right now. Maybe what I'll do is I'm gonna hit L. I want the polygon. I like to using this too. Polygonal, whatever, no matter. Tomato. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this selection with my clone stamp. Copy from here. Ooh, that brush is huge, so I'm gonna adjust accordingly. This is gonna be better. I can go to 50% opacity. Yeah. What does this line look like? See, it will cut into the product. I can draw this in here, but I don't think, that would be appreciated. One thing I'm gonna do is clone stamp at 90% because I don't like this line going up. It just kind of bothers me. No one's gonna notice this, but I will, and that's all that matters. I'm gonna go ahead and copy from 90% from this side to this side, through and through, done and done. Yes, sir. All right, cool. So that's a kind of a meticulous thing to do, but whatever, it's what it is. Now it looks straighter, it looks better, right? So, all right, boom. I'm gonna go ahead and every so often I would like to hit Shift Option Command E just to get another copy up there. And so what I'm gonna do now is zoom back in. This is not, like I'm gonna do this on this product, and typically it depends like whether it is a good idea or not to do this. But this is white, right? And it doesn't really look white. It's a little bit dim. This is a trick that makes product photography like super clean and sharp. The stuff that's white, let's actually make it white. In real life, it's not actually white because so you can see this natural image. Red and white actually do mix there. So this stuff, luckily these tools are very good at their job. They make really good selections. Um, if they weren't, you would have to select this with the pen tool or something like that. If you if you want to do it with the brush. So what I'm gonna do is select all the stuff that I want to be white. Okay. And then after I have a pretty decent selection, I can refine this selection. Worry about selecting it, not selecting it perfect, um, because you can refine this selection once you do the deed. You know what I'm saying? So you just give that a second. See, like that didn't happen the way I wanted to. All right, boom. So all the stuff that's supposed to be white, minus the background. I don't care about the background so much. It's now selected. You're gonna want to hit like a white layer, right? But intuitively, that's what you want to do, and you wouldn't be wrong if you did. But honestly, I don't think that's the best good look. So instead of hitting a white layer or making a new layer and painting it white, I just back out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the curves adjustment layer, and I'm going to just kind of pull that up. This is not true white; it's still gray, but it's whiter, right? Now I exaggerated it a little bit here, and I don't want to do that. I want to bring it back down to like something that's gonna feel a little more real. But now look at the difference. Wait, see, it goes from something that's gray and boring to something that's got a little more like pep in its step. You know what I'm saying? And you can do that to different stuff. So it doesn't have to, like you can do it to teeth and a lot of different things, and it just kind of pops the image a little bit. All right, I like doing that. It's a little bit strong down here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit B. I'm gonna hit B for the brush. I gotta be on this layer mask. And I'm gonna bring my brush up, and I'm gonna hit my brush at like say 60%. And I have black because I want to delete, right? So maybe just a tiny bit so that the logo is a little more like boom. Okay. We can do something similar here. I'm gonna go back to my actual layer that I'm working on. I'm gonna hit W again for my um, quick selection tool. I wonder if, oops, this is gonna be a toughie. Well, actually, you know what? Another lesson. I'm gonna select this with pen tool. I'm gonna hit P for pen, and I'm gonna go ahead in here and just go for it. Boom. With the pen tool, the less anchor points you have, better your shit is. Potentially, what I'm thinking is we're possibly making this a tiny bit darker. I'm being like super detailed right now because it's a tutorial. Um, but maybe this image doesn't need this done. I'm just trying to show more stuff, bring more value to you. Okay, so maybe this image, I actually don't think this image needs this done, but I just want to show it. Okay, this is another thing that I like to do in product images: bright, lighten them; dark, darken them. So you show a little more contrast, you show a little bit more pop, you know, etc., etc. I'm gonna go ahead and do another selection tool, like this quick selection tool, so that I can deselect the letters on the inside of the selection. So holding Option, this is not working the way I want it to. No, I'm gonna get out of there. Um, I don't want to select these with the pen tool, especially because I know I'm not gonna use them. But you know what? Just for the tutorial sake, I'm gonna do another curves layer. And what I'm gonna do is bring this back down, and you can see actually this looks awesome. Boop. So we should definitely do that and make it work. So let's see if I can just go ahead and select these letters. If not, the fastest way, I'm gonna hit W again. But what I want is this freaking object selection tool that keeps not working with the thing. So okay, this is not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. Command delete. Oh, I'm sorry. Option delete. Oop. But you can draw it in with a brush, whatever floats your boat. I'm gonna deselect that. I'm gonna select my brush at 100% and make that size appropriate. Because what happened is that I lighten stuff that I didn't want to lighten, and with white, I want to paint the stuff that I didn't mean to undo, which is that. And then I'm gonna hit X to switch these two colors right here, so that I can get it out of there. So you can see now only that is getting affected. Boom, and it looks really awesome, and this looks really awesome. One thing that I just noticed, my eyes are lying to me. My eyes are lying to me. So I thought that I saw this crooked and this crooked, but I don't think I did. Yeah, no, my eyes are good. My eyes are not good actually. ISO line. I'm just when you stare at a picture for a while, it just starts to get funny, right? Um, I do think the background needs to be brighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and Shift Option Command E again, just to kind of save this this progress that I have made there. And I'm gonna go ahead and with my object selection tool, select my three products. Boop. Give that a second. And should we go now? All right, boom. So I got that, but I don't want to mess with that. I want to mess. I'm gonna inverse Shift Command I to inverse my selection. Get myself a curves layer. Curves layer is, like, in my opinion, one of the most useful ones. And I'm gonna go a little bit up with that. I don't think white is a great idea, but I kind of like a little bit gray. I just think it was a little dark, and this helps it a little bit. Another thing I want to do here is I'm gonna copy that selection, and I want to get rid of color on the background. And I'm gonna hit a black and white adjustment layer for that. And you just, I don't know if you noticed that, but this is one of the most important steps in product photography. You can see the background going from pure gray to some off-white version that used to be before. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is pivotal in in getting a product photograph to like really pop off the screen, right? You can still control like how bright you want that background. I mean, maybe you even want to, that the selection is not the best, but um, anyways, I'm just gonna go back to before. I think I like it where I had it before. Let's go a tiny bit brighter. I want to make sure that this circle in here is actually part of that selection. No, and it's not. So you see that? I'm gonna go ahead and select the other magic wand tool for selecting. And I'm just gonna select that circle and knock it out on both of these layers. And that's done. I feel like this is a pretty solid image. I still have my line back here. I don't know if I want to get rid of it completely. I do believe this is a little bit underexposed. So maybe I will, I'm going to fix it a little bit. So I'm going to go up. Now I know that I'm overexposing this one too, but I'm not worried about that because I'm only looking at this one. Okay. So I feel like this is pretty good now. And what I'll do is that I'm going to hit Option Delete to fill in black on the masking layer. And I got rid of everything. We'll come back, Object Selection Tool again. Um, where is it? Object Selection Tool. I'm going to select just this one product. And when that's done, I'm going to bring it back. And I'm only going to bring it back. Boom. See that? So now this is a little more even. That's better for sure. Yeah, it just didn't feel right. Um, it might even need to be a little bit brighter. But now I have access to this completely isolated. I think I like it there. All right, so I feel like this image is done. Kind of, for what this is, I feel like I did spend a little bit more time that this image actually deserves. It's not like a breakthrough, a gasper. It's not a gasper, So it's clean. It's a cool image. Whatever. Whatever. You know what? I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna hit this selection. I'm gonna do another curves layer. I'm gonna inverse that selection, and I'm gonna open up a brand. Oops, I don't know what I did there. I'm gonna open up a brand new curves layer because this is a little bit darker than like some of the other stuff. Obviously, the light is on the right side, and um, it's doing whatever it's doing. So I'm gonna try two things. I'm gonna try darkening this because it just looks a little bit weird. I'm gonna try darkening this even further, and lighten it, and see which truly do I like better. So I just darken everything. So what I'm gonna do is hit brush, make my brush massive at 100%. That's fine. And I'm gonna with with black, I'm gonna just everything but what I want. And that should happen in a second. So there it is. Right? A little bit darker. I'm gonna go to 50%. Yeah. I don't know. Let's duplicate that, unhide it, and let's do it lighter. Let's see which one I like best. Oops, wrong thing. Is this versus this? Um, oh, I honestly don't know. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go with neither. This is all for nothing. I'm gonna go with neither. Delete that. I think this image is done. I'm gonna hit Command S. This is gonna save for a minute or whatever, and then this image is gonna appear. It already has when I hit it earlier, and it appeared here. But when this is done saving, which should be a little bit because I did a whole bunch of stuff to the image. Once that's done saving, it's gonna update here, and then there's that. Um, if you are still here, like this video is important. Bye.